Now who that you they talk?
I be calling name. For walking for Congo Ponda Yakoki. Kokon Kochigri, Kokon to wait here, Begway, Gato, Begway, Kakawa, Gangelo, Wagabike, that decided Lolly Mangi, Majabika, Poet of Famia, Yawe, Biwima, Yawo, Biwaloma. After we go less, I no call labor for you will believe you can dark Caledona, Banda, you will believe you go see, you don't go follow, see, steady people, Pico Jobe. Give me a bigger man. I be calling name. Aya, Mejanegwe, Denyawima, Chicago, Tombo, Pina, the Keba Fondo, Chicago, Tombo, Pina, the Keba Fondo, Chicago, Tombo, Pina, the Keba Fondo. Mejakademia, you will be running me, my Aquama. When I was this, that decided not to on my head. Now who that you the top? I be calling it. Just pay we never many. Family Buani, Sally Buani, him a ballo by a mabalo, and Yamindi, Mindi, Lobby TV, Illy, Lobby Poto, Ego to Robinson, do a cry, Lobby TV, and BTV, and BTV. Kill those people, dog, let doctors say die day for Latina, so well, you don't meet him at his house. I said things said in London, you want some for 7. Now who that you the top? I be calling it. Now who that you talk? I be calling it. Keep thinking no matter where you never get for Chris. I want you make you left, but you neglect you dead. Fuck young, you don't get sent away, old ego get. Now who that you talk? I be calling it. What about the Nigerians, not play forget decently. You fever be no show, you don't see left for show. Bunga liba, you fever who get fever, you be one pass mark, but you don't meet you at a mark.
Now who that you they talk?
I be calling it.
Okay, Fambulem, welcome to another edition of the Then and Now program. Me where they talk na the host and presenter of the channel, Prince Emil Chroma. Today, the 17th Wednesday, July 2019. But dear Fambulele, we share this video because as usual, we always get some serious thing for talk, discuss, and you can only do one together with people like Kuna. Other than that, I mean, the whole effort is not worth it. So let me invite everybody. Let's not be selfish. Gali Dowd, welcome to the program, brother. I hope the volume is very, very clear and everybody they hear me loud and clear. Having said this, just before in fact, I'll just go straight into the program. The program not new and not strange. I mean, when I already don't see the title, Confusion at the Heart of Government. Where is our president? That's the title. Famule, una all know say, for almost over a week today, yes, nearly over a week today, we put out a bulletin out there, say the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, His Excellency, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio arrived in the United Kingdom suddenly on a mission shrouded in secrecy, deep secrecy. From the place where he began in journey from the Lunge Airport, at the international airport in Freetown, Sierra Leone, up to in arrival at the UK, everything, moment to moment was tracked up to the time we land there, and we make people and for know exactly say this na in they happen, the president don't left, but not strange in many respects. Yeah, Dinosaurs, welcome to the program, my friend. Not strange, but only in the sense that most times we know when the president they go away, the visit is loud, and a day within the limits of protocol that the nation will be informed that your president will be traveling to so republic for this duration of time, and now on so visits now they go. This is what protocol permits. But when a flight is boarded, shrouded in secrecy, when the flight path, everything is shrouded in secrecy, when the arrival destination is shrouded in secrecy up to the point where you arrive, then of course speculation is going to be rife. I see government ministers that they blame people and the rest of it, just for people speculating on the whereabouts of a missing president, and people won't get upset. And this is exactly what this program is about today. Because I want to urge Fambulem, first of all, Brother Ibs, welcome to the program. I want to urge people to be outspoken. Don't feel intimidated. Don't feel bullied. Don't ever you feel bullied to say what you want to say. And as long as you've got the conviction, just say it. It's better to say it than to keep it. I'm talking about within this context and many other contexts that resembles what we are talking about tonight. And tonight we will talk about the president of the republic or the government as a whole. So I'm urging people to stand up for something. Don't be a coward. Don't be a slug. Don't be a wimp. Stand up for something, say something, and it doesn't make you really wrong for you to express concern about a man that you either voted for, but even if you didn't voted for him, in his declaration and by virtue of constitutional duty, he is a president for all 7+ million of all Sierra Leoneans. It's as simple as ABC. So on matters of state, it is a civic duty for the citizens at such time, such as these, for express concern. What is difficult about this? But I do understand. Yes, Sister Angela, welcome to the program. Brother Amara, welcome to the program. I do understand. And this is what the problem is. In the country, Brother Charles Apia, welcome to the program. Very happy to see you on the program tonight. In the country, there is something that we've been practicing. It's an age-old practice which is called the politics of self-preservation. It is the politics of self-preservation, and this is where the problem lies, where people, they only feel protected only when they support a side. And when they support the side, they cannot be critical of the side. This is how pathetic it is. This is how pathetic our politics has become. That the few who stand up, they want to demonize you, they want to bully you, they want to cow you, and it doesn't work with everybody. Somebody has to say something, and I'm urging you, if you are a true citizen, you can still support, but criticize when it is necessary. You wear the shoes and the shoes is burning you, but yet you cannot complain, because it's like if you complain, whoever bought the shoes for you will take the shoes off you and blame you as being ungrateful because you never had shoes. The shoes was bought for you. Now it's burning you and you are complaining when you never had shoes. Why not take it as it is? This is wrong. Yes, Kasada Kitchen, welcome to the program. Conte J, welcome to the program. Mustafa Toure, welcome to the program. Yeah. This is also a politics of binary choice that I've been talking about for quite a long time, which is also a fundamental problem in our country. It is a deeply flawed system, which by now, owing to the fact that many of us, have traveled to the great outside, be it in the Western world where some of us are fortunate to find ourselves, where the ability to critically think, because anybody we can Western side, we go school on Western side, and this now I want to talk about again tonight. It gives you the ability to critically think. And if you cannot critically think, like how we see some of we brothers and sisters based in Western world, they play a politics, of liberalism. You support, but you cannot criticize. The person say for you, they support, it for be shocking. Yeah, Brother Bakari, welcome. It for be really shocking to the person, because you cannot agree with somebody 100% of the time. It's just not possible. Just not possible. How come, we continue on the same path, but like I say, we don't practice a politics of self-preservation, where politics now they make you become powerful, now they make you become known, and if somebody now they promote you in that respect, so therefore you get for subdue yourself, you get for subdue your principles. You cannot even sit down and have an exchange, an exchange, a kind of, whether informal or formal, but a kind of talk. Other than just nodding your head and agreeing with everything somebody they say, where you really, really don't believe in it. What kind of human being are you? In the 21st century, little guess why we politics, just they look bad and bad and bad. So instead of they make improvement, not get me wrong, there are some areas where we've made vast improvements. For example, we've held free and fair elections, for a number of times now, I believe 4 times. That in itself, after the backdrop of a civil war, we terrorized the entire country, is a plus. It's a feather on the cap. It's a big, big deal. But in many other respects, we haven't. Why we institutions then cannot be independent? Why the 3 functions or the organs of government, the judiciary, legislative, and executive, cannot be, like co-equals functioning independently, but they help themselves, along the way. Why not? Why is it one branch so extra powerful and this is not the other place outside the problem there? And I appeal to, you people out there, don't get caged in fear. Don't get caged in fear. No sell you birthright for Kokoyebe. Don't. You can support somebody, but disagree with them. And that disagreement there can help for make a mighty, mighty difference. So I say this with some degree of passion, because I watched over the week where this news broke, about the president in Kanwan, the United Kingdom, where in PR team, in media team, they're not handle and fine at all. And they're not handle and fine at all. If I were the president when I come back, I'm going to be reviewing all these people's contract. Because largely waiting to happen so is down due to them. The president is the fact say it traveled under secrecy. You might like it or not, but these are just facts. It traveled under secrecy. Okay? In publicity secretary, in public secretary, Keke Thomas Sandy left BN. Normally where they travel, so now in the travel, because all them bulletin in the now in get for they put them out. But no, they left from BN. And you get for ask yourself the question, this is why I want to sway into a little bit of conspiracy or a little bit of theory. Why they left from BN? It seems like something where they call in intelligence a decoy. So if you see the press secretary there, then of course you expect the president to be there. So you go see the press secretary, they jump from office to office, in car they drive around. So there is a general acceptance that the president is around. Lo and behold, the president is not there. The president has flown thousands of miles away from home in a trip shrouded in secrecy. So therefore, you get for ask yourself the question why. And when you ask the question why, and then people, want to have a go at you, instead of us having a dialogue on the issue and be realistic about it. But we will not tolerate it on this platform. That's as simple as ABC. Because on this platform, what would we tolerate, to be honest, is a philosophical and intellectual debate. If you cannot stand the heat in the kitchen, leave the kitchen. I repeat, if you cannot stand the heat in the kitchen, leave the kitchen. I want to be engaging. I don't want a monologue. Okay? I want a dialogue. I want to be talking to people such as we have on the forum here tonight. You can belong to either party, but when issues of the state come, we form a consensus, and talk. Having said this, it don't mean say there are not people that are wishing the president ill. Of course there are. Of course, the game of politics, this is what it implies in many respects. You think, say, the president, he go all the way and assume the presidency without stepping on few toes, without hurting a few people? This is just real fact. He did. And some of the people, then tell me how many of them will be forgiven. So a vast majority of them, as they reach small thing, oh, the president here they at, of course, then we say that 8 day, it go at pass the at safe. And the worst, here may befall the president. But I find this, here at the heart of idiocy. Because should the president leave power, Father forbid, he gets a mandate of 5 years, so in particular for continue. And who knows, it might just be the worst person that assumes office. But in the politics where we really not care, we just want to see the back of somebody else who that come after, we may deal with that person. It's just difficult, here for some time, phantom exactly the mindset of people. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a critical time in which we president don't disappear for an entire week plus. It's not unusual for presidents then to be away for a week. There's a difference. There is a huge difference. Presidents can be away for a week. They can be on government missions. They can be on foreign trips. They can be on vacation with their family, well-deserved vacations, and the rest of it. But when you leave your country without anything, here for the country to hold on to, then there is a power vacuum. There is. That's why I coined this. There is confusion at the heart of government because everybody else now in the government, they run helter-skelter for protect the secrecy. In the process of doing so, they've blundered big time and they've just made it worse. And on top of the worst performance is the embassy of the Republic of Sierra Leone here in the UK. Goodness me, this is unbelievable. That an embassy or a piece of press release released to the public meant to assuage, the public, sort of way out and they think about waiting not happen to the president of or kill down rumors, as they call them, where they fly all around. I see some people that want to come to the program. Trust me, I'm going to let people speak, as many as possible we want for talk. But I just want to develop a little bit, then we will begin to invite people in. Today, another broadcast in the usual landscape way. I'm rather broadcasting in the vertical way, not the horizontal way. So it's the normal vertical way. So if you want to call in, make sure say you keep your gadget in the vertical position. Thank you. So the president has been gone, like they say, it's not strange, but now the bungle, the embassy of Salon put out, some press release. It's unbelievable that the embassy could use such language. From the opening paragraph, the opening salvo, the first paragraph, it's laughable. It's unbelievable. Didn't think make you shame for even associate yourself with, your embassy. I say this on the record, based on the memo we come do. Because I sure say even the people, the authorities in Freetown, when they look at that thing, they will come out. Come on. Come on. That's really uncalled for. The passion in me tonight, is very, very strong, and I'm drinking coffee. And ladies and gentlemen, by the way, make us slow this down a bit. Una can see with a drink from the Den and Now mug. I want to introduce the Den and Now mug, okay? And we get small merchandise then we sell, in the coming weeks and the rest of it. Ladies and gentlemen, the fact here is for sustaining the AIS. We know say a lot of people and they do talk shows, but there are talk shows among talk shows. There are many efforts on the other parts of others, and even the people that when they make the talk show have to make some efforts as well for cover some bills, honestly. And we need for take them to another level. So before you ask people for free money, we are also taking time out for begin for process merchandise them. So on this occasion, you see with the beginning from a mug with we own brand, the Then and Now brand, where it says information is power, which is what this entire exercise is about. So then mug they are going to come out soon with the logo Then and Now, and they come out in all different kinds, including SLPP. We go get green tip naya with green handle with the SLPP logo, APC Yon with the red, and then the rising sun, C4C, NGC, and the rest of it. A lot, even countries could get flagged because we have so many people here from foreign countries. where they watch us. And like I say, they come up with this merchandise them very, very soon, including t-shirts with the logo then and now, and then probably UK, the US, emblazoned somewhere, either on the collar or on the sleeve, with something else at the back, either the flag of the country or something. But they are all in the making. We've started this, we've placed in the order, and I hope that this forum, let will not bring politics back inside, for let will can patronize a brother and a brand, say because it belongs yonder, or he say this or he say that. So therefore, no. I want us to keep an open mind, please. Please, let's keep an open mind. Anyway, let's get down to business. I was saying that the thing what I want for entertain is an intellectual, and a philosophical debate, such as the one where they do here so tonight, and they expect people for call so we can have this intellectual debate. I'm saying this fearlessly because I know what I'm saying. It's a deeply researched subject. Can't be 100% right, but please correct me where I am wrong. That with the practice of politics of self-preservation, what I mean by this is, it therefore make us scared that we're not able to criticize, even with friends, people the way we call with friends. We agree with them 100%, especially those in power. Because why? There is a degree of fear in us that if we offend those that are in power, if we offend those that make the wherewithal for us to be where we are, there is a potential, a possibility, a real possibility that we might lose just what we've just attained. That's the fear. So we don't talk. We only agree. All the time is yes, yes, thumbs up or head shaking or nodding in a yes form. This is wrong. How are we going to move on? So I was saying the president left and the president came to London, assuming that the president is sick. Now, this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, yeah? The president is human, so the president can fall sick. But I also understand the nature of the sickness of president, because there is something psychological about this. People the way they elect, they are either known as strong men, physically fit men, as you hear the word where they go around now, where all man they use for, cover this thing, hale and hearty. Now the new talk now the town, hale and hearty. I fail to understand how somebody can be hale and hearty, but yet within the same breath, he need a badly needed rest. I find this like an oxymoron. Hale and hearty, but need a very badly needed rest. To me, it's an oxymoron. I don't know what you think about this, but it just doesn't chime for me. But again, it's all the confusion at the heart of government trying to do damage control because the damage is already done. The president left the shores of the country unannounced, came to the United Kingdom. News all around is like the president is not well. What if we are told the people, or the government are told the people, that the president is suffering from exhaustion? What if the government had announced the very next morning and say, well, the president is taking a well-deserved break? Because we all know that he's been flying all around town a lot. He's been flying around a lot, which could be translated to a hard-working president. A hard-working president. And at some point, you are going to break down. At some point, you are only human. You are only human. So the authorities in Freetown responsible for this could have started from that point saying that the president is on a long-deserved break. A hard-deserved break. This wasn't the case. It could have been announced that the president, you have exhaustion and the rest of it, just needs some rest. We know some people are saying, now that it's coming out, there is even a conflation of the words that are being used. Some ministers are saying rest. Some people are saying, no, it's holidays. You know, this is coming from the heart of government. I listened to the Minister of Information today, and look, trust me, I really could not believe my ears. Because the Minister of Information is an articulate young man that I've listened to many a times. I've listened to him. But today, listening to him, it just helped to build up the story about the speculation that is ongoing, both within and without. In that interview, by my observation, he was subdued by the interviewer. Okay? He was boxed in by the interviewer. Something that was so obvious was somewhere along the line, the interviewer managed to take the information minister along the line of the keyword rest. rest, to which the information minister subscribed to and went on a diatribe. Then at some point, I think he realized and backed off and said, no, I didn't talk didn't say anything about rest, which is already recorded. I found that really troubling. So he said, no, I didn't say anything about rest. It's you talking about rest. I'm talking about vacation, a long deserved vacation. But then again, you have to think about what vacation is. Is it not resting? But in the confusion, this is exactly what is happening at the heart of government. There is no consonance. There is no consonance. There is no concomitancy in government. So even when Keke Thomas Sandi should have been the man that should have provided the release surrounding the president, it was instead the embassy here that fluffed the lines. And remember what happened. They first of all released on an empty paper, on just an A4 paper, the release that was to make the circles around social media. At some point, I believe they will have had a meeting, saw that this was low standard, that this was uncalled for, that this was not presidential at all. So they then decided to use the letterhead of the embassy, transcribing or transferring what they had already released on empty piece of A4 paper into something more official to give it an officious look. Seriously? This is really troubling. I don't know what's wrong with the president. I must tell people, I'm just part of the hearing here and there that the president is not well. It's up to them to come and defend thoroughly whether the president is well or not. I don't want an argument which says, well, the president is human being, and which of course we all know that's a weak argument. So of course he can't get sick. But if he did get sick, did people say, or the people responsible, did they say he was sick? They don't have to admit, and I think this is the point I was trying to say, that in that this kind of particular time when the president is sick, it's normally not announced because it's not good news for government and all the other things that government has to deal with. The president psychologically is seen as a strong, healthy, and fit person. Hence, you're hearing this usage of this word, which is becoming a common cliche now to describe the situation of the president, hearty, hale and hearty. Hale and hearty, as by now, as concerned as his subjects are, there will have been a photo of the president released to calm down or allay the fears of people, to say the president is well, he is indeed hale and hearty, and here is your president. None of it. We are only hearing different narratives from person to person with a slight resemblance in all. But when you look deeply, the context, there is a massive gap in what they're telling us. This is seriously uncalled for. Let's go into the Constitution a little bit, because this is about law and order. This is about the Constitution. Like I said earlier, the president can be away for a number of days, for a number of weeks, for a number of reasons. But those reasons, in almost every given case or cases, it's known. It's known. There are protocols around this. But in this case, none at all. None at all. Because when he leaves, he passes the office on as provided by the Constitution to the vice president, who then takes an oath to act in the absence of the president. In this case, it was never the case as per the Constitution. Because if it were normal, even though people are trying to play on us as if we don't know what we're saying and doing, but we know far more than we're saying. It is the duty that the president probably will have written or should have written to the House, most likely the Speaker, to announce his absence, which makes the entire process legal, and the swearing in the absence of the president, the vice president, to act in his place. This is a formal procedure, but this has never been the case. It wasn't the case. All we are hearing is the same, narrative, and people making great effort at trying to cover a track to which the damage is already done. So the effort being made to cover the track is little and too late. The damage is done. Suffice me to say the president should, surface tonight, much to the jubilation of his supporters and the people of the country. Because there are people that are really, really concerned about the president. But everybody else who's asking the question is being lumped into one lump. It's either you are for or you're against. So if you say something in favor of the president, then of course you are the favorable one. If you say something critical of the situation, especially so the way it's being handled, then you are an enemy and you belong to the other side. This other side is what I don't understand, for now. Okay, there are a couple of comments that I want to pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen, if you will permit me. There's a sister very active on the forum, Sister Jen Pal. There seems to be a Sylvia Blinden production line of scarecrows to sustain a narrative that we will be under siege in our next propaganda contest about our president. Don't understand that, Jen Pal. You seem to be going on with this Sylvia Blinden narrative. I don't think that's what the people want to hear this time. They want to hear what is going on. Not what Sylvia is saying is Sylvia is propagating. She's doing it on her own behest. And people will be able to read into it. And thanks for bringing it up alive. But at this point in time, people are looking for direction. People are asking. And the question is blaring. Where is our president? That's the question. The president cannot go AWOL for like a week. He's got a right to be away from the country like a week under due protocols. But in silence for a week that people are asking, but what is going on? Rumors are rife in Freetown. Rumors are rife abroad. Everybody is asking, and yet there are no conclusive answers as to where the president is or what the hell is going on. This is what people want to know, Alfred Stephen. There is no power vacuum in this country. Why the hue and cry now about President Bio? The vice president is running the state very well. Yes, my brother, power vacuum does not mean chaos. Like the police are stopped functioning, the institutes, government institutions are not functioning. No. That's not the case in the context of power vacuum being used here. Because it seems like, Brother Stephen, you're trying to find an excuse to say, well, power vacuum by your narrative, by your concept, your logic, will imply that there's confusion, the ministries have collapsed and nothing is happening and people are running helter-skelter. No, sir. Power vacuum here is the president left, here without formal announcement. That people don't know where he is. That even his own officials are struggling to defend what is becoming increasingly indefensible. And we are hearing different narratives from different officials. This is exactly what I'm saying, Mr. Stephen. Hope you get that, sir. Prince Kalon, do you have any issue with that? I don't know what Prince Kalon is saying, which issue you are referring to, Mr. Kalon. Someone is asking you for the embassy press release. Oh, I don't have the embassy press release. I wish I had printed it out. But it's all on social media. Send me your contact and I will send it to you. I've got all of these archive. There's a media release and it's stamped by one Sister Duba Macaulay. I've forgotten the first name. Yeah. She's one of the officials at the embassy. And that particular press release bore her signature, Sister Duba Macaulay. She's got a first name which I've forgotten, but it's all over social media. The president will be in Freetown tomorrow. Wow, this is the breaking news. I've just heard from a source, and it's written right here, that the president will be in Freetown tomorrow. He is way ahead of those fake news that he is sick. PhD signed, sealed, delivered, read my lips. SLPP knows how to distract rumor mongers. Okay. Now, I've heard this, and I heard this earlier on, that the president came. I didn't want to touch on this, but since the sister has put it out there, let me talk about this a little bit, about PhD. That the president came, here for his PhD. You see the confusion at the heart of government, that at some point we were told that the PhD is fine, the president is a doctor. I knew he wasn't, because I thought, and I've been saying all along, if you go back to my previous clips, that he was a candidate. I always said that was my phrase that I always use regarding the president and his PhD program. He was a candidate for peace and conflict studies, a PhD candidate for peace and conflict studies. Now, this is what I heard. Since the sister, because I didn't want to say this at all. The president, I understood, as the sister said, he came to do his PhD, his submission and the rest of it. And let me add to what you've said and what I heard as well. This is why he came with his chief minister. He came with his chief minister to do that submission. Okay? And that's why the chief minister left after. But what I don't understand, this thing that you are telling us about the president came to submit, will it take the president like a week to submit? Will it take the president like a week to make a submission because he will have worked on this? Most of us will have done submissions and have an idea on what submission is, especially with an hectic program as the president has in running a country. So he will have prepared all of his submissions and only came to make a submission. So I'm wondering, why was it, or why will it be a week? I'm just thinking out loud, and I'm not debunking this, I'm not dismissing this. I'm just looking at it, here from a wider lens. But let's assume that this is what he came to do, and pretty soon the light will be shown in the darkness. Thank you for making that provision, Sister Jenny. And what is important in what she said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, you've not had a chance to read it, somebody has said on this forum, this platform, that the president will be in Freetown tomorrow. Okay, so we'll wait and see tomorrow. It's just hours away. We've waited for over 7 days. For over 7 days. To wait for a few hours is ABC. Anyway, back to what we were saying, okay? The president, some of these things, that we heard came from a BBC stringer, a BBC correspondent, Mr. Umaru Fofana, who seems to have been part of this package, the brother package, as a journalist, to explain his own side of the story, that he bumped into the president. I think they traveled together because he was on his way also to London to attend some conference or something in Manchester City. So they did travel together, and he managed to see and had a chat with the president. And during his chat with the president, while the plane was on a stopover in Freetown where they boarded from, whilst the plane was being claimed for the next journey, I believe, onto Conakry, Guinea, the president stood up. This by implication means that the president, was well because he stood up without saying he's well. But remember, there's a narrative there. So he stood up and they had a chat. And from his perspective, the president is hale, or was hale and hearty. That hale and hearty was what we heard from Brother Umaru, and then we heard it from the Minister of Information today, and few other people, I think from Madam Duba Macaulay as well from the embassy, okay? So all of this quietness helped to build on the speculation. It's nothing as if, the other side is just being playing smart. You don't play cat and mouse game with your citizens. Because the next narrative that is beginning to filter out now is they were playing cat and mouse, with the opposition side. What about your citizens? Excuse me? Were you playing games with your citizen? Say you were doing this, just to get the opposition riling up, and you left your citizens, in blackout, and all kinds of information coming from here and there. This is what is at the heart of the problem, and this is what we're talking about. But I will hold my fire for now because I've heard a good news thus far that the president will be in Freetown tomorrow. It's just a few hours away, God willing. Thank you for that, Sister Jenny. Okay, having said this, ladies and gentlemen, it's equally important for us to show or do what is right. It's critically important for we as a people to do and show what is right. There is a wider implication to what I'm saying. And what is this in many respects? Do not let the game change you. Be the game changer. I repeat. Pardon me. Do not let the game change you. Be the game changer. Okay? Be the game changer. I've said that all through all of this, there have been many disagreements. But it's better to disagree and agree at the end than not, you're having a conversation or a space to have a conversation at all. And it's better to hold a principle line than not holding anything at all. And it's better for you to be critical of situations when you see them come up than not being critical at all. Suffocating your convictions. You're doing yourself great harm. On this note, if you want to call, the lines are open. You can send me invitation, or you can use the line that I had on the flyer to make a call and make a contribution. In the meantime, I'm asking you again to please share this video wide, far, and near. Everybody needs to hear this. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm saying, like we need to stand up and do what is right, when I said that we have to be outspoken at the beginning of this program and forget about the politics of self-preservation, which kind of cages us into expressing our feeling or our feelings, because we cannot be critical of the authorities, especially those that make us, those that we are hoping on. Sometimes they haven't even given us anything, but just because we hope in them, we cannot be critical of them. It takes the country nowhere. This is selfish. It's selfish preservation. It's about self. Me. And this has been going on for like decades, and we haven't seen the profits as at yet. Some people made it, but then pass it on to their kids, and it became nothing. We've seen it in our time. Okay? That's why I say I want to raise the level of conversation that we have on this platform and others to an intellectual and psychological level, so that we can kind of have a back and forth, but there's a kind of mutual respect and understanding on that level. I'm not talking about pinholes. I'm not talking about ignorant fools. I'm not talking about those limited by education or claiming to be educated but are far from it, are far-fetched from it. These are not the ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about those that are not exposed to cultural ideas. That's why I talk about intellectualism. That's why I talk about being philosophical. This is what I'm talking about. Talking deep tonight. And there are many of us there who are. But suffice me to say, in this conversation over the week, and many other months gone to retrospect, this has been the case, in which people will just come and just make some comments, here that you just can't get over it. You just can't. But hopefully, like I said, let us believe in ourselves. Let us try to show or do what is right. Let us really try to do this. Let us don't allow the game to change us, but instead, let us try to be a game changer. Let us try to help the ignorant fools. For inasmuch, they are many, so are us. We are many, and we can help. But sometimes if you don't understand something, probably take a step. I do that all the time. I will ask questions where necessary. I won't weigh into a debate until I've got an idea. I don't just throw words in there while people are making effort. Okay? Now, to go back to the information minister, I talked about him a little bit, but I want to say something, because today in his interview that he had on, I believe, was it AYTV, there was something revealing, and it is coming. All of this that happened throughout this week, it has rattled government, and I repeat, it has rattled government. Because when the information minister speaks, guess who speaks? It's the government that speaks. So if he is saying what he is saying, he's speaking in behalf of the government, and you are reading in between the lines, then you know what is coming. In that interview today, the Minister of Information was talking about gagging. He didn't use the exact words, but just visit his interview and look at it in context. They were completely upset about what transpired in social media lately about this issue regarding the absence of the president. And the minister said it. So there will be, it looks like there's going to be a gagging order coming soon, in which he's already said it, which he put professionally in a smart way. He said he wasn't going there. He hinted on it. He said he wasn't going there. He left, but he came back, or somewhere the interviewer managed to bring him back into that fray, which is about regulating social media, which the Western powers have tried. Yes, they've got some hold of it, but it's a freedom area. It's a freedom space where we go and express ourselves, especially with mutual respect. Nothing destabilizing, no planning, nothing extra there. Just people having a normal conversation outside of mainstream media. You see, governments all over the world, because they control mainstream media, but hardly have got a control of this space called social media, it's in itself an anathema. It's in itself a complete headache for them. Complete. And they're trying, and they've been trying over and over to get hold of, your social media. In Britain, where I am, they've done some regulations. They've cautioned, media house owners and the rest of it, WhatsApp, Facebook, and the rest of it. And they're doing their bit. But to just close this rank is going to be difficult. So we've got this for now, and let's utilize it thoroughly. Okay? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you don't talk, you are complicit. I always say this in my audios and videos. When you don't talk about things, I think there are people who want to come in. When you don't talk about things, let me bring Brother Alimami Kamara. Let me see what he's got. About things, you sort of empower what you don't talk about. You need to talk about things. There's a good thing. There's a good degree.
So council have card.
Brother Alimami, welcome to the program. I just want to say that you are live. You are live, and you need some lights, please. You need some lights so the audience can see you. The audience can see you. You need to twist your camera somewhere else. Okay, we've lost him. Let's see whether we can bring someone else. We want light on your face. We want people to see you. Are you hiding? Yeah, here we don't hide. We express ourselves. We respect government. We're not doing anything subversive here. Let's try to bring another brother. Coming on, please try to show your face. Brother, we would like to see your face, please. Yeah. Yeah, this is far better. But if you can make it a little bit more brighter, I don't know, but yes, okay. At least they can see you and they know who is this. For the benefit of those that don't know you because you're a regular contributor to this program, can I just ask you for your name and where you're calling from, please?
Thank you very much, Brother Prince. I'm Mohamed Kamara, commonly known as Supermed, and I'm calling from the United Kingdom. And okay. I just want to say, you've made a brilliant analysis of what is happening and what is transpiring in our country regarding this particular rumor that is going around about the president. And one thing that I want to contribute, I mean, you've touched a little bit into it, is how chaotic the response from the side of the government it is. I mean, from the information minister, from the press secretary not saying anything, from this, I think she's the deputy high commissioner, the lady we were talking about in the British embassy here. And the lame letter.
Yeah, her name is Agnes. Somebody just corrected me, my brother.
Yes, her name is Agnes, yes. And I think she's the deputy or the acting high commissioner at the moment. I mean, it's unbelievable the incompetency that we've seen from a government. This is not just a club or something. This is the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone, which have so many personnel. What about the strategic communication team that have people like Alpha Saidu of Capucins and Fonti? These are all supposed to be brilliant communicators. How have they got it so badly wrong? I mean, what they fail to realize, miscommunicated in an aspect like this and an issue like this has its ramifications as well, because it saps confidence away from people, potential investors into the country who will be thinking maybe something is going on or something is going on. And this potential investor might be thinking, okay, instead of me ordering 10, 20 containers this week, let me just wait. I never know what's happening. You know, all of this just because of a vacuum of information that this government, these paid officials has failed the people of Sierra Leone. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that the president is fine and okay. And I will urge this president, if he comes back from wherever he is, whatever silence mission he is on, if he comes back to look at this, at his staff, the communication team, the strategic communication team, the Minister of Information, the press, the lots, and think about probably a bold and really serious reshuffle. Look at this pack. Are they competent? Are they serving the people of Sierra Leone? Are they serving the taxpayers? Can they do the job? Can they execute the job? I mean, these are very, very important questions that they need to be asked in this particular.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Mr. Kamara. I mean, yes, I absolutely agree with you, and I said it at some point during the show that it wasn't handled properly. It's not funny, like some people are trying to categorize it, that the president of the republic will just disappear into thin air and then reappear. It's like a magic wand, some fairy tale, Alice in Wonderland or something. And then he reappears and it's all fine. And you are making a very, very critical point, because this affects enterprise. This affects, your investment. This affects businesses. And this is what I was trying to say. When the president, the reason why they don't just go on and pronounce that presidents are sick, because the president is the head of government. He's meant to be healthy. He's meant to be fit. He's meant to be of sound mind and the rest of it. So once he's in the chair, then everything is running smoothly. In an absence of this nature in which no one knows his whereabouts, it creates an atmosphere of chaos and mistrust. And you are absolutely spot on. Just to bring this to you, that somebody in the on the forum has said that the president is going to, I think you had this discussion earlier on, in which the president came to submit his PhD. Would you want to touch on that? Do you have any idea?
I mean, there's nothing that could be more ridiculous than that assumption. I mean, submitting a PhD, the president, does he have to come for a couple of weeks? How do you submit your thesis? You don't even probably need to travel. You can do it electronically. And there are many, many ways you can, I mean, why would somebody want to, because they're submitting their thesis for their PhD, he has to be secret, he has to be, that was just ridiculous. I couldn't believe an excuse. I mean, I believe maybe that's part of the rumors that's going on. And this is the problem about it. Because the communication team, the information team has miscommunicated and they're coming up with lackluster response. I mean, I had the minister today, the Minister of Information and Communication. It was none the wise clear. I mean, it's even more confusing what he said than not saying anything. And this all, it exacerbates the situation. It makes it worse. And the rumors build upon themselves and they feed in themselves. And it's all over social media. It is not good at all for the confidence of, like you said, for the business community in the country. Even something to do with peace and security in the country. This is not good. They could have handled it much, much better. I mean, like you said, maybe they don't want to present the president as being sick. And we all know we are human beings. Human beings get sick. Everybody knows that. But I know presidents sometimes tend to present themselves as if they're the strongest people or nothing happens to them. We've seen that in other countries.
Invincible.
Yes, definitely. But the way you handle it has to be at least a little bit professional. We know what happened with Buhari in Nigeria. People get the drift when it took months. So, I mean, there was no way to cover it anymore. But initially, they tried to handle it so very, very well. But what we're talking about here, this is just over a week. And the way they've handled it has been so bad, so badly handled. I mean, if every president is doing fine and when he comes back, my advice is to go back and look at the staff. Look at the people in the strategic communication team. And these people, this is a key question. We have to ask these people because we are paying them. They've been paid by money from the taxpayers. Are they competent of doing the job? Because we've seen this has been an hallmark of this particular administration. We've seen this constant misconception and confusion taking place within art of government. And that is not good for the confidence of people, potential investors into that country, or anybody.
Yeah, I think you make absolutely brilliant points on this particular issue. I just want to read a contribution by a brother, Richard Gauja. I mean, I can't let this, here go without, here reading it. The whole situation was purely managed by the administration. I guess you mean was managed well by the administration because there have been other comments by you. Let's forget about these distractions by those opposing the president. But Gauja, it's not only those that are opposing the president. It's about a process. You see, this is the disingenuity that I'm talking about on the part of we, the citizens. And from what you're saying, you most likely are, I don't even want to accuse you of that. Let the public make that decision. But what we are talking about here is a situation which was not managed properly. I guess that for all intents and purposes, you were trying to say that it was managed well, and it's only the opposition that are trying to cause distraction and label it otherwise. Are you serious about this, Brother Gauja? Did you not listen to various functionaries within the government saying different things? The Minister of Information today said rest, and then at some point he changed it from rest to a private visit. Didn't you follow that? Didn't you follow the release from the embassy? Anyway, Mr. Mohamed Kamara, one final thought from you is, somebody also said that the president will be in Freetown tomorrow, so that all of this is going to be put to rest. But I hope there will be some, in my opinion, I'm hoping that there will be some explanation to the general public, the citizens, if indeed the president does arrive tomorrow, God willing, to tell us where he was or what happened or what was the absence about. But anyway, somebody said that he will be in Freetown tomorrow. What's your take and one final thought, please, before you go?
Okay, and thank you very much again, Brother Prince. And I just want to respond to the brother earlier on. I want him to know that the president is the president of Sierra Leone, and the Sierra Leoneans have the right to know about his well-being, to know about his whereabouts, what he does, because he's the president of everybody. It's not something that they should just leave him to his own, to do whatever he wants to do and be quiet about it. So this is not something that people have genuine concern, and is there actually right to have that genuine concern? And like you said again, somebody said the president is going back to Freetown tomorrow. But I wonder, when the information minister was asked today, he was asked in the interview, when is the president coming back? He couldn't say anything. So I will insist, if the information minister couldn't comment on the president returning back tomorrow, I wonder how the sister got that information that the president is returning tomorrow. When even the information minister.
Let me read another one to you quickly while you're doing your roundup or your summary. This is from a brother Gali Dowd. That's regarding the PhD submission, the thesis submission, which is, that's nonsense. To say the president came to submit a PhD, whoever said that must be living on another planet and don't know anything he or she is talking about.
Well, that's what I said earlier on. It's absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't think of any excuse or any the PR, the PR team of this particular administration. I just wonder what experience they've got before they got those jobs. Like you said, even the letter that comes from the High Commission, it's this catalog of failures, of incompetency, of confusion, and it fits the rumors. It perpetuates the same stories. It goes on and on because the way they respond, people are saying. The other brother was insinuating that it's the opposition that is. No, that's ridiculous because we haven't even had a press release or any official statement from any opposition party in Freetown. This is just what
the fact, Mr. Kamara, is, yes, the opposition party is involved, but the opposition party has got all rights to be involved. This is the irony of it. They've got all rights to be involved.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Even leaving the opposition party aside, it's of national concern. So I don't get it. That's why I said they fluff their lines, they mess their scripts up. The thing came from different end, but even Brother Gauja has admitted that there was a lot of things here on social media, but the government itself helped to create the situation. Now, this is a frank admission, and you see, this is what we are calling for. You could be on side, or you could be critical of the administration that what they didn't do it right. How much does that cost you just to clear your mind? Say it, so that we move on. Well, thanks for that, Brother Gauja. Yeah, one final thought, Brother Ahmed. I need to move on. I need to say something else away from the president. Whatever is going on, into something else quickly before.
Okay, thank you, Brother. Please, to just round up, I want to bring your attention to the information minister during the interview. It seems angry that people are concerned and people are asking about the president or the well-being of the president or where is the president. And he quickly managed to maneuver himself that, oh yes, some people, because he almost insinuates that people concerning or asking about the president meant that they've got ulterior motives. They've got something, this was not done in good faith. It's really ridiculous, but we just hope they try to clarify this and something bright come up, and they put this particular issue to rest. And hopefully the sister promised us that the president is returning back tomorrow. That is just few hours away, and we'll wait and see. And probably we'll try to wait and see.
We've waited for like a week. On that note, Mr. Ahmed, thank Mr. Kamara. Thank you very much for your contribution. And ladies and gentlemen, just before he leaves, tomorrow he might be on the show, or one of the organizers of the show will be here, same time, 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. We'll be talking about the Tusim. the organizers of TUSIM have got a program on Saturday here in the United Kingdom, and they are going to be coming right on this channel to talk about the TUSIM issue, so that some of you who are not aware may be aware. And if you've got nothing to do, you're on that Saturday, they are kindly asking you to attend that program, because who knows, this TUSIM, if you get TUSIM because of Mana Wansim, if you get TUSIM, you definitely affected, and a place for let you be. But let's save that for tomorrow. Thank you very much, Mr. Kamara, and have a good night, bro.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you, brother. Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless. So just a quick one from Sister Matilda J. Cole. They call themselves Strategic Communications with having not having the skills required. Star Baby, it's very sad for what is going on with how President, we the Sierra Leone people need to know what is going on. He stated that the president is on holiday. Whatever he has going on during his vacation is his prerogative. People are reading too much of nothing. An intentional choice for the opposition. An intentional choice for the opposition. Okay? Gali Dowd. Richard don't know what he's talking about. Gali has changed his mind. At least he's been very, very objective. At the point he admitted that the government did not handle it properly. And somebody else wants to come in. Brother Mara. Let's see whether we can bring the brother in. Yeah. So, like I was saying, I mean, this is the situation, but I wanted to move on and talk about something else whilst we've got, this number of people on the forum. But if you want to express yourself, for a minute or two, please feel free to send an invitation. I will let you take the platform, because here we don't want to have a monologue. We want a dialogue. We want something engaging. That's why there's a space between here and there. And in the middle, we are sort of using the vessels to communicate. So we're trying to bring somebody on. Hopefully, the system does accept him or her. I don't know. But like I was saying again, I wanted to move on to something else, whilst we're here. It's on the same, things that are happening in Sierra Leone, away from this brouhaha surrounding the president, We've heard from a sister. I've got great respect for her. She said the president is going to be in tomorrow. I'm sure she's got ears somewhere. And let's hope that the president does turn up tomorrow. Let's hope. Abdul Mara wants to come in. Abdul, need to bring you so you can talk a minute or two, and then we need to move on. But here is the thing that I wanted to be talking on while we're trying to bring the next guest, here on. And this is about our small enterprises in the country. Just before all this news, this clamoring around what is going on with the president started, remember the president has been abroad many times. He's flown, a number of times. I'm trying to compile the number of times to get the exact figure. For now, I don't know the exact figure, but the record shows that he's flown out of the country on many, many occasions on national duty, okay, to the international community, either looking for investors, either looking for investments, and the rest of it. But there are 2 or 3 things that I want to say. Lately, it's been deceitful on the part of some Sierra Leoneans to release records which are factually not correct, okay? I repeat, to release records which are not factually correct, thereby misleading the general populace of the country. And it's imperative on the part of some of us in social media, looking for information, community activists, political activists, to highlight these things, here to the people. So some of this information, including reports from credible organizations, have not been accurate. Either dates have been changed, like a report that should represent 2018, even though the report has not come out yet, it will show 2019, which means that there's been a sex-up of the story, both in probably the headline. People are becoming really good, at manipulating these things. But we know from World Bank report, especially the one that came out in July of 2019, it's not been good at all. So despite what they're telling us, it's really not been good. Inflation remains at double digit, but has increased. It's over 16%. Okay, that's inflation. And economic growth is has slowed down. Not only slowed down, it's dropped to something like 3.7%. So you can't call that, you're making progress on the economic front. And remember, the Leonce is dangling against the almighty dollar. It's not been stabilized up till now, despite many of the things that government has done in good faith. Okay, let's see who else wants to come in. Got a lot of people who want to come in. Let me bring Kasada Kitchen. Kasada Kitchen used to be in a vertical position in the normal way, not the way I've been doing it lately. So in the normal way, like when you're making a call, okay? And to everybody else who wants to come in today, your gadgets need to be in a vertical position, not in a horizontal position, okay? Then you can send me the invite. So the news on the economic front has not been good at all. I've just said that the World Bank report that came out in July of 2019 has not been generous to us. I mean, it reflects the facts. SLPP, please stop telling lies to how president is very sick. So please, guys, stop. Come on, let's move on anyway. So, Kasada Kitchen, I'm saying you need to put your phone in a vertical, like the normal way, where you make a call. Yeah. Let me see whether I'm able to bring Lawrence Fox. This brother is always unfortunate to join the program. Always want to join the program. Always unfortunate. So the World Bank report, okay, finally today we are able to get him. Lawrence, you need a little bit of light. You need a little bit of the shadows. We need to see your face because you look, yeah, that's better. Yeah. No. Yes, you don't like.
No
worries at all. Take your time. Take your time, brother. Okay, that's better. Right. We got you right there today. This is a brother that's been trying. This is a brother that's been trying to join this platform for many, many months now. Today, for some reason, we've got him. Who knows? Brother, for those who don't know you, would you want to introduce yourself, your name, and where you're calling from, please?
I'm Lawrence E. Fox. I'm in London, United Kingdom.
Thanks for calling the program, Lawrence. You already know the subject matter. You will have seen the headline, although we've tried to move on. But I'm sure you will like for Rob Mott this small, which is confusion at the heart of government. Where is our president?
Where is our presidency? At the heart of a country. Nine gets the whole center of a country. If they go on vacation, if I'm a manager, I go on vacation, the deputy are going over game. Then they simple. Because me, where they go now, I go relax. Are you get the country? Me don't go. Understand? But the secrecy is there are a lot of variables that we involved. One, I'll go to the variables and quick because other people want. Why make sure. The embassy in England for can pull a press release say the president come on vacation? It don't make sense. And it don't make sense not to do. Because the embassy, how the embassy for inform the one world. And
the timing as well is critical when they release the press release regarding the vacation. The timing is critical.
No,
why it come out later?
No, sorry, sir. Excuse me, sir. It's not the embassy that is supposed to inform me. The Salon government is supposed to inform me. So the embassy will not care about themselves because now rubbish them do so. Now rubbish them do. It's a caricature, a joke. That be joke. It's just like as though we get departments, they get in the center, the center. At the center, they tell you, administration. You understand? It's just like you get a whole government structure. Then the way they do, the Ministry of Kitchen, they can't tell me rubbish, we cannot rubbish that. You get Ministry of Information, get Keketuma, one of the press secretary. And what time you say, hey, the president go on vacation, or the president go on vacation. And the president go on vacation, where they left, it is protocol simply demand where they left, you give handover notes to the vice president. The Zimbabwe, you swear himself. Chief Justice can say swear the vice president in. You left. That's a normal protocol. This is a normalcy. But then, if the man left without we knowing, then that's not assumption the guy is sick. He's sick. He's sick. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you tell me the guy is sick. Because if he's not sick, if I go on vacation, one is smuggled for common salon. If you're not smuggled for common salon, where diplomacy could tell you is simple. I don't want to begin with them. It's common sense. They tell you, say, why they go, I go hand over. Alisa. Like when you get your program, so you know you're the boss. If I'm your deputy, you must hand over to me, Lawrence. Now you hand over notice. But I don't go. 2 weeks, I'm not supposed to call you, sir. I like you couple. I'm not supposed to call you, sir. Not so. Because I'm meeting the issue. Now me they deal with Now me they deal with the situation with you on the ground. Where you can now, me they can give you hand over notice, say, bro, you don't come, sir. Now so I don't do, sir. I lie, sir. So the mere fact, you make a good point. Yeah. So the mere fact way, now the British embassy, they can't tell me say the president is sick. It doesn't make sense. And it will not
you
make
mean
sense.
You mean the Salon embassy in Britain?
Not to ever tell me. Yeah, 1 second. It don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. So whether they talk rubbish, na caricature and rubbish.
So variable number 2, you said you were going to deal with a couple of variables. Then a variable number 1. Variable number 2, Mr. Fox. Variable number 2.
Sorry, go on. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, you just quickly, you said you were going to deal with variables and you begin with variable number 1.
Yeah,
when
variable number one. It don't make sense for me. In England, they can't tell me say the presidents come on holiday. When a Salon force for don't deal with that issue, they say the president they go on a trip. The president go don't make a known because not to hide. The man get a private life. I don't tell you with the man. There are 3 things that the president do when it's on the business. If you go toilet, it's not on the business. If you go in a room with the father and wife, not on the business. If you wash, not on the business. But all the rest I didn't know because I pay with me tax money, so I for no. You get? If you go on holiday, if the manager go on holiday, all they know say the manager go on holiday. When they walk back, if I go on holiday, the one office they know try to go on holiday. You get? And because they get an over note. Say now God they go so now you they in charge now. You get? So it is but if the president can be the president want need for go on holiday. I hand over to me vice president. Nana Paul. He hand over naturally. Say, Mr. Vice President, I'm going. So and old now you get the responsibility. So anything happen that you day within 2 weeks, I go, I come back within 2 weeks. I don't go on holiday. There's no speculation. But then, hand over. Now one variable say the man not well. Number 2 variable, not to England for telling me say the man sick. What for telling me? Now Salon government for telling me say the man is not well. Or the man can holiday. But if the man, the one variable first way involved now, the government will not tell me see me president to come on a holiday. Now today the first they call me president. The government not tell me say me president to come on a holiday. You get? So he's skeptical. The number 2, Julde. No 1 day. They not hand over 1 day to Julde. But they don't tell over 4 million term from Salon. Have they ever handed over to Julde? Say in an acting president? Why now? It's a question. Why now?
Okay. Lovely one. I wish I can get you on for a longer time, but there are subsequent programs coming on, including this Friday, Saturday, and the rest of it. But just before you go, the chat room has been very engaging. Somebody say the president will be in Freetown tomorrow. Do you buy into that?
Lie, true not true. Whether I go Freetown or not, the fact is he is sick. That's my own fact. But you make they engage in this fact. 1, if you go on holiday, you owe responsibility to me because I made to pay you tax for liquor holiday. You can enjoy yourself. You don't work for me, and I pay you. You don't forget a vacuum, a news vacuum. When there is a news vacuum, someone able for talk nothing. If I'm a president, I will sack them all because I don't blame them. The president self I blame. Not blame Keketoma. If you're going on a holiday, protocol demands that you hand over to Uda, your deputy. So now whether I go tomorrow, whether I go today, matter be you are sick. I put on back now you are sick. You get it? And we don't talk and force you to go France. We don't talk and say you to go France. Yeah? And the fact is he is sick. And if you not take care of his health, he go further one day he die. May I get prophecy if he 5 years he do well. If he's 5 years in that particular seat, he do well. And I pray for LA 5 years, but if he's 5 years more than that, he do well. But the fact what they make here is not blame anybody for anybody to get speculations. The fact here is you not follow protocol. And protocol is simple. You get right for asking me president. I get right for asking me president. Me pick you a bone for asking me. If you're not saying that you are, if you're not going to ask them, Mama, why is my daddy?
Absolutely.
If your daddy go toilet, I'm not going to go toilet. You didn't hand over to Uda you for hand over to. So not blame nobody for that. And not to Britain, they can tell me say, not to the embassy in Britain, not off protocol for can tell me say President Bioka holiday now. if you had followed the protocol from Sierra Leone, you ask a question. If you had followed the protocol from Sierra Leone,
I want something come to your attention. Let you rub much pan and small before you go. Just this one thing, because I know you're very much interested in economic affairs and the way how things they go, investments in the country. But this is it, yeah. Now, Salone, we get something what we call with small and medium enterprise. Then small and medium enterprise here, as the word or the thing itself go entail, talk about we people the way they deal with small fry fish, small bakery, small poultry, and the rest of it. Yeah. I'll soon let you go, Fox. Just 1 minute, then you can go. Yeah. But then I wonder what you take when the president go in a place like Guinea, for example. They go in a place like Guinea. And waiting to see the president they do, na Tapalapa factory, this long braid working called baguettes now they apparently they look for investor or can invest in a Freetown. Then he left them small enterprise in a Freetown, especially we get Lion Bakery. And over the many years, we don't master the art of baking. We just need to develop that industry there. The president left and go Guinea and go try to go bring Tapalapa investor. What you also they understand is he went to as far away as Uganda, only for I still they try to follow the story, but the first side of the story was in about poultry business. And if not poultry business, we also get poultry people in a salon like Sierra Aka, where government self don't certify say a day up to international standard working here for develop. How you see them kind of move there and the effect we go get on with small and medium enterprise there?
The man, sorry, I don't want, one thing about me, I don't want to say, but the guy is dumb. Man, we're inexperienced for 22 years, you don't understand what he did himself. Sorry for saying that when I try to talk. You get, yeah? When you get your local industry, but you get focus. Me, if I go rule salon, people they want to look at the youth, and the more you deal with. When you deal with the youth, you deal with the one the way they little and the one where they up. You get, and that vacuum, they need in a salon with them on board. Why you need for go abroad, for go find investors? No, first, okay, wait, deal with the investor situation first. But if you see people and they come out all over the world and they can buy us in England, because the judiciary, the legislature, and the parliament, they're independent. They're not afraid to examine, they're not afraid this, they're not afraid that. But Salone, if they interfere with the judiciary, look at them court situation, way crazy. Look at them this way crazy. Anyway, I'll go to you answer. If you get like a small industry, you get for encourage them, you get for spend money on the smaller industries. Yeah? But you go now Uganda, you go call it on it. What you able to invest in a salon? You cannot invest anything in Sierra Leone. Yeah? You get the chicken farm, you get agriculture, you get this, they're not investing in Sierra Leone at all. They're not encouraging the people then. What not Sapalapa? They make bread in a salon. All right? Sir?
No, I mentioned Red Lion, for example, now established bakery for many decades from when it's small. Lion.
If you bring up a policy where they maintain the bread industry, the chicken industry, the agricultural industry, you know what I mean? Like in London, you're London now. You see how then they try for bring the industries in together. You see how the team then they go. Encourage them, spend on the local farmers. That's right. You don't need people from abroad for can begin. No, these are local industries. Local industries. Like the bread factory. People they need bread every day, not so. Eliza. They maintain the standard. Yeah? They maintain the standard. Also, you can't do agriculture. Yeah. If they don't get a local factory the way they like do farming, animal husbandry, they sell over the country. Let's see, employment will be. The man not gets a focus.
Yeah.
The man does not have a focus, so he's inexperienced. There was a babysitter in London. Let's see me for babysitter. 22 years he has not worked. He's in
okay, Fox, I go actually don't go down that path there because it will look too deep. Get international, people and everybody they watch. I mean, just want to let we stick to the issues today. Most people can understand where you're going. You try for simplify issues, but it look a little bit, too, sort of.
Sorry for going on side, but the point I make here is encourage your local industries, spend money for your local industries, encourage the local farmers, encourage those who are doing agriculture, encourage them people and they spend money on them. Understand that? build the structure within a salon. Understand this, I mean, and make like if not give them the normal thing that we then forgive them. Understand that? Then from where you don't build the industry, they will see that the big exports on again, the big export on Liberia. Because listen, all governance talks on economics, na money. Anything they put some pan money, you know that. If you don't think about the monetary issue, the government structure na zero. You get?
Okay.
Beg for education na zero. You dey beg for education na zero. You dey beg for boss for give free na zero. Create employment. So you create employment, the people able for buy. What do you mean for what people able buy? The economy they go before.
Yes, you and on that note today, I would like for bring this conversation to. I do understand your language, and I do agree largely with your language. For transform the economy, government need for pay attention to youth them. It need for create empower. The industries, agriculture, business,
exactly. Agriculture,
yes.
blah blah blah, employ.
Yes, and invest. Create jobs for people and money go there in circulation. And before you know, your economy they do quite well, and then you export as well, so you're able to leverage foreign exchange.
Sell to others. Exposure.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, so you're able to generate foreign exchange, you're able to sell to others, and there's a capacity for do that. Not just political will. You got to be determined and know the know-how. Thank you very much, Mr. Fox. For participating today. Thank you so much, my brother. I will be on Saturday on a subject matter which I believe you like a lot, and we'll talk about the rest. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much. You get right fast for the president, yeah? You know well. You don't. I mean, no.
Sorry. Yeah, I think the audience has heard you loud and clear. Thank you very much.
You know well.
Yes, I think the audience has heard you loud and clear. Thank you very much. That's clear. Thanks, Fox. Thank you. Good night, brother. You take care. So, like when I hear the brother, the president is not well. The same talk continues to go on. There are others who think that the president is well. Like somebody said at the forum, the president is well. He came for submit a PhD thesis. He will be home tomorrow. It sounds great, especially to the well wishers. So, like I say, tomorrow not far away. The president go on the home. Tomorrow, the president go on the home by account of one of the participants there at the forum. But just before we invite the brother, they talk about the economy, the bad way out. So the economy is sort of not a grow. Instead, we lost growth. So we did at something like 3%. At 16.8%. And this is kind of serious. Okay, brother, we've got you live, but you are against the light and we will need to see you. The audience would like to see you.
Yeah, so I just come on work, you understand, I did drive, so I make so.
Right. Okay. So I will give you 2 or 3 minutes for let you give you point. I really need you on a day where you don't work so that we go kind of engage because I know you have a message. But for today, what we're talking about, as you can see the headline, my brother, is confusion at the heart of government. The question, where is our president? The show has gone on for over an hour now. You can see the chat room full of conversation, left, right, and center. And we had about 2 or 3 callers, and then you yourself. So if you can introduce yourself, or your name and where you're calling from, and then you can fire straight away and let me know what's in your opinion, please.
Yeah, Mina Abdullah Kaloga. I call from America, but see now we don't travel, we can change your name, so
okay. Thanks for that, brother. No, you no need for going to detail. Yeah, that's all right. Which part in America you call from?
I call from Utah.
Utah. Okay, brilliant. So what do you get for Tell Pambulen this evening regarding the subject matter?
Yeah, one of the biggest problem we make the president, we not go here. This is the commitment that we Sierra Leone political party we get. You understand? We so like because we get some people in let me say like APC or people in SLPP where we feel say now then get the party. You understand? Then they are the backbone of the party. So if them people in there then get problem within, the president no go ever say nothing because no one says anything will go hurt them people in it. Right. This is one of our biggest problem. You understand? This is one of our biggest. We so all. If you not APC person or you not SLPP person, you understand? The party within a power law, so now like SLPP, so right now within a power. You understand? Any problem where the party gets within, before the president come out to say something, then go keep her within the party, just to protect each other. This is one of our biggest problems. You understand? We need to do things where we go say follow, we inform the Sierra Leonean people with a look because of party sake rather than the benefit of the country. Because if the president can say this this happened, if he say now everybody go hate the party. You understand? So the best way for him to protect the party and suffer the Sierra Leonean people is just for be quiet. You understand?
So waiting are you take on the subject matter, which is for over little bit over a week, the president suddenly disappeared. I don't mean in a derogatory way. I mean we not be knowing where about at all. So there was confusion all over the place, and rumor begin to go around. Some people say the president sick. Now they hear another version say he can't submit his PhD.
Not the problem. Well, this not the problem where in this SLPP government gets. You understand? I don't think say they feel say they get obligation to the Sierra Leonean people, which is very, very, very sad. You understand? No matter what happen, you get to inform the public. Let them know what they happen with the president. Even if he's sick, let's say he's sick. Now with Papa, he's the father of the nation. People then go pray for him. People then go get a feeling for her if not sick is sick. But why they cover the sick? If not sick is sick, why they cover him? Even if they travel say for something important, you understand? Inform the general public. You understand? So at least we go know where they gone. But they just left we don't know nothing. We just scramble now for answers. This is the problem. If they are a leader and they say they come for change, you understand? They have to set an example. They have to set an example. But now they don't do nothing. They just left we they try for look for answers where then they know waiting at the answer. They not tell me. So this is the failure of a governance. You understand? If you know a government where people and by the people and of the people, anything way they do, you get for inform the people. But now they not tell we don't know. We just get word from there, word from there. We try for put everything together for no waiting they gone, which is sad. This is really, really sad, brother. We don't know waiting for do.
Somebody said the president go there. Somebody said the president go there home tomorrow. You get anything for say about that? I mean, waiting are you take on the fact say somebody say the president will be home. By the way, Abraham Otsano, all the way from Monrovia, welcome to the program. Thanks for watching, my friend, and please share this video back there and tell everybody about this channel then and now, please. Yeah, go on, brother.
Yeah, this is the same thing again. If the president get for their home tomorrow, so why they not inform we? Why you get the Minister of Information? So everybody just trying to protect the president. They're just trying to protect themselves. I not believe nothing waiting and say because you get liaison officers where they between the citizens and the government. You understand? If I don't inform, you get SLBS, we get many television stations now where they will go there and make a statement, no waiting they gone. So they are just trying to cover themselves. There is no truth behind it until I see that and people then see that before we believe. Brother, there is something going on that they are hiding. They are hiding.
Well, there's a saying, you know, yeah, that everything that is in darkness eventually will come to light. And on that note, today, I really want to leave you because we don't go too far in the program, and I need to wrap up the program soon. But it's always it's always a good feeling for have you on the program. And that's a brother from all the way Utah in the United States calling and making a contribution to Then and Now. Have a very pleasant day, my brother. Thanks for calling.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you were hearing, this is the heart of the matter. No worries. Take care, brother. This is the heart of the matter. And some people just don't seem to understand this, that the president of the Republic of a country, a president who was elected by the people and has a mandate under the Constitution to be the caretaker. When I say caretaker, not only like where somebody left something to you, but take an oath say na inga for managing people and inga for provide security for people. So he deal with in people and deal with her. Yet, you know, for some reason the president just he left and we're not able to see him for quite a while. No here and there about big talk show now all over the world. Sierra Leoneans and Sierra Leonean friends all over the world, they don't become a talk show. But the irresponsible behavior on the part of the people where they manage the president in the media.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. You have to study your video, sir. And yes, I think, and then with the audience will need to see you as well. Thank you for tuning in. I will be with you shortly.
Yes.
Just stay right where you are. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was just developing a story, and we'll bring this story to an end soon. Earlier on, I was introducing, these mugs to you, as you can see, proudly displaying the emblem, the symbol, the brand, Then and Now. Information is power. We are trying to develop the channel, by the way, and instead of asking for free money, we are going to be selling merchandise, and we hope all of you will patronize us by buying this merchandise. There are different sort of merchandises. This is just one. So the mugs will come with the emblem of the channel Then and Now. And then you have your mug, like for the APC, you will have red, red tip, red handle, and then the APC symbol, the red sun, and then the symbol of the channel Then and Now. With SLPP, you will have the same, and you have a green tip, green handle, and the SLPP symbol. And with all the other parties as well. It's going to be that way, and it's going to be with countries as well, because we've got a lot of foreign friends that watch us, and we're going to be selling to them. We're also going to be selling T-shirts. We've put in the order. As soon as the order comes, we'll make it known to you. So it's going to be the T-shirt with the Then and Now logo, and then maybe UK or USA or whichever country you are. And then at the back, we've got the flag of the country where you come from or where you prefer to be at the back. Thank you for patronizing Then and Now. And please don't forget, we have to take this game to another level. Don't let the game change you. You be a game changer. For now, we've got a guest. And brother, if you will introduce yourself and tell the people where you're calling from, please.
Yes. Thank you, my brother. I always like to patronize with your program. Undoubtedly, you seem like one of the most quiet and balanced reporter, and somebody who actually believes in what you're doing, in fostering information, quest for news, information, bringing it in the comfort of our homes. So may God bless you for that.
Thank you very much.
My name is Musa Kalawa.
And you are calling from?
Musa Kalawa. I am calling from Los Angeles. I'm joining the program from Los Angeles.
Okay.
So
there we go. The brother is Mr. Kalawa, and he's calling from the City of Angels, all the way in the United States.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I want to welcome you to the program. You obviously will have seen the headline on today's program, which is Confusion at the Heart of Government. There's a reason why we so name it. And where is our president in question mark? We've had this show going on for a while. We're trying to bring it to an end. So we're looking for a quick contribution. What thing you really want to tell the audience, please?
All right, may I put an Creole instead of English, because the large number of old people that we would try to reach now Freetown people and Sierra Leoneans and moreover. So most people, when they talk Creole, yeah, I think so more comfortable in talking a Creole. And moving forward, I think say a lot of mistakes in the way the governments don't do. Either one, they take their citizens for granted, or the actual communication units not actually know how to disseminate information to the public when and how for put information out there. Most of the time what they see, responsible parties within this government, then they always be on the defense mode. No, you don't need to be on the defense mode for the most part. When the president gets right for take vacation, anywhere you want to go, and go. The president get right, if he's sick, for tell the people, say, it'll go do medical checkup. And no need for be elaborative about the details of his sickness. Say the president to go on a medical checkup. It done. Nobody no need for know anything beyond that. By staying silent, just sneaking away from the country, going somewhere, and after something, people then cook up stuff, and then somebody come out there and they blame the opposition. Now a reckless behavior than this. So the press secretary and the departments were responsible for disseminate the president's information out there. Who side they go, who side they come, when did they come? People we need to get certainty in our leaders, not uncertainty. When there is that uncertainty, you open the paradox of rumor mongering. And that's exactly what's in this SLPP government. In particular, Keke Thomas Sandy, if now me na President Bill, are they fire him before next week? He'd be out of work. Because now in place that, no, now in place that, for meet the presidency power, we need to put this out there. We no one left the country uncertain. And now you're waiting the past, he had done commodity. But there's secrecy this year. This is not a secret society. This is not government, a responsible government.
Absolutely.
Either way it can do. Either way it can do. Me, I accept him as the president. Other people don't go get other thoughts, but he is the president of Sierra Leone, and I respect him for that. Don't be sneaking on me. Rumors have to come out. So that's all I have to say. It's wrong. The president needs to go back and apologize to the people. And
thank you very much, Brother Kalawa. Thank you very much, Brother Kalawa. I like the way you summarize the entire thing. And this now in at the heart of the matter, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what we've been trying to say from the beginning of this program. You know, trading blames at this particular point in time is really not called for. And that's where the brother just nailed it. It is government. This is not a granite farm where they talk about like somebody they run some poultry farm. This is the heart of government that we're talking about, responsible for 7.5 million people. A president went missing, you know, we're not knowing his whereabouts, and people are asking. And then you think you can get away with this by blaming the opposition? Do you think it's only the opposition that's asking? And even if it's the opposition asking, don't you think the opposition has got a responsibility to ask? Don't you think this is part of their job? To expose, you know, things that are ongoing in government, which the people need to know. I mean, with a conflict Boku issue there here and this Boku argument. Anyway, Brother Kalawa, one final thought before you go. Somebody, you know, a lot of conversation on the forum, and we need to bring this program to an end in about 5 minutes. Somebody put on the forum, say the president, after all, they go home tomorrow. Okay, and a PhD now the president become forecast submit. Quickly, what's your take on that, please?
If not so from the press secretary, come out from, they take that statement with a pinch of salt. I don't believe that statement. I'll take out with a pinch. Yes.
Brilliant.
Come from a reputable, yeah.
And I think you make them absolutely clear. Of course, if it doesn't come from the president's spokespeople, the media team, then of course it's just part of the rumor mill. You know. But again, a few hours is just away, and we see what happens.
All right.
This is the last one, but quickly. You now invest on Sierra Leone. How you see the way the economy is being managed? Just quickly wrap this up for me before you go.
My brother, I just came from Sierra Leone about a month and a half.
Yeah.
there is a looming danger where they linger around the economy. There's nothing functional where they go on. People feel now where you get mining companies from America, from Europe, from factories that they come up from China, not to in at the bulk part of investments in the country. These petty traders, these basic crop farmers, where they haul them products back to the city and back and forth, bread makers, those batik makers, carpenters, where they design bed, all those things. Now, in the speed they call a recurring economy,
and that is not
economy,
and that is not happening. And so therefore, the shape of the economy is bad. So on that note, brother, I will get for left you. But we day on tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
We day on tomorrow. Yeah, we day on the issue of Tusim. So we look for a lot of people for come and can express
I know
there's a lot. So please tune in tomorrow. Then on Friday, we get the issue where we call discriminatory practices, which is based on color, not color as in the human skin, but color as in a garment. Where after the elections, what do you think about the color red? What do you think about the color green? Yeah, are people being discriminated against? What do you feel when you see person inside red? Do you see APC straight away, or you see somebody inside clothes? When you see person inside green,
will come in. Yeah. I don't want to say nothing. That would be Friday. We'll go on that.
Okay, that will be on Friday. Thank you very much, Brother Kalawa. That was Brother Kalawa calling from all the way from Los Angeles in the United States of America. Thank you very much, brother, and have a pleasant one. Brother Aloysius Furukai, let's hope all is well and people in higher places should ensure they do not emulate the Yar'Adua scenario in Nigeria. Please, they should know what is going on. And the brother makes a very, very good point. For those of you who don't know the Yar'Adua situation, this is a man will be sick, bad one. They left go south. Months. This man died in Nigeria. People don't know. The man died back a day for a month plus. Nobody don't know. And there was a dilemma at the heart of government before you see Goodluck Jonathan when I've been the man before this Buhari became president, before Jonathan became president. And because of that kind of surreptitious way and the way he left back, it creates a problem at the heart of government. And brother Aloysius, you cannot say it more better than you did. I cannot agree with you more than you will ever imagine. More people want to talk. Do I take them? Let's see. Let's see. Maybe 1 minute each. At least that would be fair. Let's bring this person on. So again, as I was saying, we end in 5 minutes, hopefully. Okay, finally we got somebody. But you're in the dark. You need to. Yeah, the person is gone. We've lost that person. Dionysius Johnson. Let's see, brother Dionysius Johnson. Sound very much like a Liberian. Wants to come on. We give everybody 1 minute and then we wrap the program up. But whilst we're waiting for the next person, this is what I wanted to say about the economy. I was just saying it. All right, so we've got a brother on the line. It's not too clear. The audience would like to see you better than that.
Okay, much better.
Yes, it's much better, and welcome to the program. First of all, you seem to be like a first-time caller. Will you please state your name and where you're calling from, please?
I call from England. My name Johnson.
Johnson, okay. Johnson, welcome to the program. You don't see the headline. What's in the headline say when confusion at the heart of government, but many other things that they want to talk about, but the main one is confusion at the heart of government and where is our president, and I'm sure you know the story. So if not that you want to talk about, you get one minute for Rob Motpan quickly, please.
Yes, exactly. I want to talk about that, but when I make a call, I just that call out point you make, that interests me more than the president in whereabouts when I don't know, because especially when the woman they go around saying are sick, the person sick and sick is sick. Maybe the sick making not able do what he for do before he left the town, or Anova or announce. I don't know, no sick if not sick.
Good point.
Or
good
sick
point.
president sick. Even because even the lady in Germany no well, but the next announcer but the patch.
Yeah.
Check to get a lot of country will not be well, but then the patch go Morocco and back that. So the sick if not sick is sick. no problem. They got there well, but they can do a job back fine. But I don't
Absolutely.
know. But in a way, if you don't take 2-3 days, the office will make you know. Small letter for Common and State House, the president go for checkup or something. Anyhow, no problem. Yep. There's no problem in that. Sick and sick. Anybody can sick. If I says because we all know say we're in that position, the way sick. If you're not fit for office, nothing can happen. So that means if my president I will fit for announcers, I know well. Then it will be honest. Everybody knows what that means. Well, what you make a comment, this color to talk is very important to me. This color business, this red and green saga.
Okay.
And you know where you go salon, where you wear green, you know this, where you wear red, and still that enemy today, like we wear green, you know enemy to red, we wear red, you know enemy to green. So that color business is really, really important. I mean, that to me important because is sick, who the man sick.
So Brother Johnson, I'll just stop you right there. Thank you very much. You know, for the way how you summarize things quickly, the way how you put them. Of course, we person sick is sick. But after 1, 2, 3 days, why keep you people in suspense? What for don't come out for calm people and now and allay any fears? That's logical. Yeah, the color thing they come now. One old program I've been just the introducer. That is going to be on Friday on the same program. So do you call the program on Friday? Will begin at 9 p.m. Then 9 will talk about this color thing. Okay?
Yeah, I hope I go there because make it work till 10:30, but I'm not sure. But if I meet up, go fine.
Okay.
But today I don't work. So I did from the starting. I see all. I listen all. I can just let for listening program. I can follow people. And people I can just listen. I not let for take part. But this color business is touch me. Because our politics they go around in a salon. Just like I see neighbors then get beefing because you did this party, then did this party. You know, it really convinces me. When you go salon, you really see this thing, this politics business. But everything, you go by football, any kind of talk, anything you do in a salon. Politics they can inside. Anything you do, politics they can inside.
Well, I make exactly we decide for talk about them because nothing we don't come to your attention. I'm glad the way you know one person will engage you and you decide for talk about them so you don't arouse. I'm sure say you don't arouse other people.
That's really the one I mean for salon business right now. Any single thing, man. Any single thing for salon politics they can inside. Politics.
Do you work on weekends as well?
Yeah, I do. I work most times on weekend, but Tuesdays and Wednesdays I'm off. But whenever I meet up the program, I go.
Yes, you go partake. Maybe by the time you come on work, maybe by the time you come on work 10:30, I don't know how long it will take you, but because some program then can last for over 1.5 hours, so 10:30 maybe we'll leave on 2 hours.
Then I'll kind of catch up now. Good.
No worries at all. Thank you very much for your contribution. I really appreciate you first time contribution to the program.
Okay, thank you.
No worries, Brother Johnson. Bye-bye. Okay, that was Brother Johnson making a contribution. Let's see who stays. Let's see whether we can squeeze in 1 or 2 more quickly. They take only 2 more and then we will end this program. They take only 2 more and we go end this program. Why would they try to get the next person and it's not going to take more than 1 minute, I promise. They talk about the economy. So the economy, they're in bad shape, you know. With small and medium enterprises, they will for the help. Will not really they help them by going outside for go look for investor and for things. Then we get, you know, help with small time enterprises. Them Tapalapa Braid, you know, Red Lion. You get a place where they call Sierra Aka, where you get for deal with poultry. We're on there around for like 5 years, if not more. We get certification for being up to international standard. Why don't we promote them? Small and medium enterprises where the government can really talk about within at the heart of government. Okay. See one, you really negative. I must say that here now. Sister Patricia Bangura, that's true. People need to ask questions about the president. These are the kind of contribution. Okay, we have another guest, but I'll come to you shortly, my brother. These are the kind of questions, you know, that I want for you. People need to ask questions. There's nothing wrong with asking. But brother C1, every time you come, you're so negative. Did EBK apologize of bringing Ebola? We tire with empathy. What kind of talk is this? You sound so negative every time you come on. You should go and refrain, you know, and do something about this. Go look for Holy Rosary, brother. Everybody there on a different footing. Look at you. Anyway, brother, welcome to the program. And you look like a very first timer. will you introduce yourself, please? Your name and where you're calling from.
Mina Thomas, I call from the US. I just.
Where about in the US, Thomas?
I did Ohio. I did Columbus, Ohio.
Brilliant. Welcome to the program, Thomas.
Yeah. You know, it just catch me interest where you talk about the lack of information, and then, you know, people they go and make propaganda, say, you know, not the opposition, not this, not that, they happen. But the fact remains that if you were responsible for putting the information out there, for inform the people, then if you left a gap for letting people then fill in that gap, things like that they can happen. Because the public need to know exactly what they go on. The public need to be aware of everything that happen with the president. If the president travel for any reason, like where that young man be talking now, if the president's sick, yeah, we know saying a very delicate information and for share out, say the president's sick, but at least you can say the president don't go out for a medical leave. You know, we don't really time then they book. But you're not going to just left and open for the people then fill in the gap and then come around and say, you know, in our politics that they use, like when you talk about the red and green business na salon, it's just they out of hand. Like everything so far, people just they politicize them. Look, that brother the comment about EBK bringing Ebola. Now EBK bring Ebola.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Like we need to grow past them things there. You know, if people that they vote for change of government now because they're not satisfied with waiting be done, they happen. They don't want to see them again. So if we they see them back again, we come back again and they talk about that. That don't mean say the person where they talk about that they support waiting be happen before, because now people then vote for change anyway. You know, so if we don't vote for change, we need this change to happen. You know, we need transparency. We need everything for go the way how it's supposed to be. This thing hard for do, me brother. Then inside that way we live now the world. You know, they make it so simple that I just don't know where we Africans are not able to get them right. You know, it's just too heart rendering. It just mind boggling. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
Keketuma within team. They need to fill in the gaps of the information where people are not get. For let people not fill them in for them. You know, it's just too sad that they're not able to inform them. You know, a very, very vibrant for put out information about things the way they don't do, you know, things the way they happen, you know, for paint the government in good image. Very, very vibrant in doing that. And all of a sudden you just keep quiet. Like, come on, man.
Exactly. Exactly. Thomas, I really thank you for your first-time contribution to this forum. You sound really, really great, and you nail the point. I mean, it's really common. It's really common logic that you know people get for ask questions, and those that are responsible for put out the information, if they not put the information out there and allow gossip, if they want to call on that way, conspiracy, if they want to call on that way, anything negative for festa, they have to hold themselves responsible because they should have done far better than this. Thomas, thank you very much, man. Please spread the good news now, Columbus, Ohio, and the wider America about the forum, and please share the video. And thank you again once more for calling this channel.
No problem. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, brother. Good night. Yeah. Okay, that was a brother from tell you that this channel get depth, it get width, and I'm very proud of the channel. Let me bring brother Amara, this brother. I hope this goes through. Yeah, let me bring brother Amara on this program. Wow, there we go. Brother Amara, we need some more light. We need to see you. You're not going to hide your face. We need some more light.
Yes,
finally,
I didn't make kitchen, Mr. Croman.
That's better. We can do with that now because yes, that's better.
No problem, pa.
Okay, brother Amara. First of all, welcome to the program. I'm really excited because now you're the last caller for tonight. And
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
For the benefit of them when they will not know you, will you introduce yourself, please, and who's are you they call from?
Yeah, sorry, Mina Edodamara na Sierra Leonean. I didn't Finland, Helsinki.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm from Finland, Helsinki. Would they get call from every point of the globe tonight? This is amazing. And Brother Amara, welcome to the program. And Helsinki, welcome to Then and Now. But Amara, you already don't see, thank you. You already don't see the headline. You already don't see what will go on, and you're an active participant, to that kind of program there. And you can always bring in, sort of objectively from a wider angle. What do you get for say to this program, please?
Mr. Krumah. I look a bit surprised because as Sierra Leoneans, we get for land for trust with institutions then. Okay, like I think say una the UK and some of the way they use the social media, we see like a press release coming from the High Commission for Sierra Leone, now UK. That the president the UK and Haiti, well. It left to we as Sierra Leoneans foresee at the end of the day, if that's not the case, then we will begin the distrust with high commissions, with institutions. But already the High Commission don't tell me say with President Day is okay and everything is okay with him. Me believe say we for just don't wait and see. However, they say Kaka long tay he go cut or the peace long tay he get for end one day. We get for know at the end of the day what is happening with President Krumah, President Bio. If he's not well, then we go know. If he's okay, then we go know. But also as members of the press, our responsibility now for always the create news, and the like. But honestly, my own point is, let us wait and see if really we institutions them, they tell we the correct thing. Because the High Commission for Sierra Leone, UK, don't tell me say the president they rest, he's happy, it's okay. Why can't we wait and see?
So I get question for you because we are talking about government, Mr. Amara.
Yes, sir.
There are protocols around government, around the presidency office. Not to anybody they put out a bulletin in the president's favor, not to just anybody. We know say the embassy is standard, but even as standard as the embassy is, not to their responsibility for put out a bulletin in the president's favor. That's a violation of protocol.
Okay. Yeah, here I know they talk on behalf of the High Commission, but I believe say the High Commission are a government institution. And then they say the president, the UK, and the High Commission are a UK-based High Commission for Sierra Leone. I don't know if they get the right. But like if they say the president, the UK, and now we institution where they represent in the UK, I don't know whether they're correct, but I think say in an ordinary time, I think say they get the right, but then can able to tell we, people go able to tell whether they get the right. But me, in my own view, I feel say if like for example, President Biobi then Helsinki, then we get Salon Embassy in Helsinki or Salon Embassy in Sweden, where they cover Helsinki, then the one in Sweden will say, okay, President Bio, okay, it is Helsinki. Because now an a Sierra Leone institution where they Helsinki, where they Sweden, but it cover Helsinki. So equally, I think say if the High Commission UK, where they represent Sierra Leone UK and the president in UK, then they don't tell me say the president in UK and he's okay. Maybe we need for trust them and look within the happen.
It's not the issue of trust, Brother Amara. It's not the issue of trust. Yes, we do trust the embassy. But this is not about the issue of trust. This is about the issue of protocol. It's protocol. Not to anybody, they just put out a bulletin about the president, not the embassy at that critical time. The embassy can explain in your part. But waiting the embassy being they do, I mean, they play the role of waiting the president in press secretary for don't do, not to the embassy responsible for that. And you can see that, and now the question Andy Wabi will ask you, because it sounds like you say well, let we just get fit. After all, the institution of the embassy, now government institution, and it's of standard. So if you put out something while the president in at that same place, we for take him, here for say at least.
Yeah, because I think say na a Sierra Leone institution where they represent Sierra Leoneans na UK.
Yeah, but okay, so I'll move the question further because I really need for bring this program to an end. On to waiting we know now. I don't know whether you know, but I'm sure say you did in the know, either via the annals of social media or some other medium, that the president left surreptitiously from Freetown, that he flew into UK because now he generates all these heat. He flew into UK under a cloud of secrecy. Normally when the president left, and again with protocol is announced, all the protocols are observed, waiting for happen, and then the president leave within delegation. On this occasion, the president left quietly. I think quietly will be appropriate and relevant for the office of the president. Left quietly and come to the UK. It took days. Nobody don't know the whereabouts of the president. And rumors begin for fester around say, well, the president will not know what happened to him, will not see him, will not hear from him. Don't you think if that was the case, that there is a genuine concern or should be a genuine concern from the president in subject them, in people them?
Yeah, well, honestly, Mr. Kroma, I'm not too afraid with the Sierra Leone constitution. Then also, I'm not too afraid with the president in terms of office or in descriptions of a job. I don't know whether a right for many president gets a private life, even without informing the people or for rest. Okay, but I think say when this year come up, I read a piece written, on the Facebook page for we BBC correspondents na Sierra Leone, Umaru Fofana. He said, I think say he traveled together with the president at Air France. Where Air France can briefly stay na Conakry, like how he can normally stay. I think he even get some brief discussion with the president. He say they go get some rest. So as Sierra Leoneans, really, if we trust we state institutions, or if we trust we institutions, I think say this alone before don't give we, some rest now we mind. Because
yeah, but
Mr.
Amma, pause you there just for the interest of time. Oh dear, I've lost it. But anyway, no worries. We'll wrap up the program. We'll talk about this another time. But the thing what we want to ask him, because the Anna, it don't become critical to this entire exercise. But waiting also important, like if they made a court of law, is the timeline. When was it released? Was it released where Umaru Fofana and the president arrived now, or was it released after all this brouhaha, all this color show around the president? From all indication, it shows say now after the president don't come, after things don't begin to go out of hand, now Umaru released that thing there. And the reason behind releasing them, now for try for calm nerves down and allay fears of people. Okay? Then you begin hearing all that same word they being regurgitated in different annals them. Hale and hearty. And I don't understand the hale and hearty and needed a bad rest. And then the confusion from the information minister, which is the president is not resting, the president is on holidays, and now about PhD, about submission. But we'll leave them waiting, we don't get for tonight. But just for wrap up, the economy is not doing too well. With small enterprises, they're waiting for help for promote. They're not being promoted. Instead, they are being, downgraded. They go look for investors them outside where they undermine small time, medium enterprises them. It's a problem in its own, and they help the economy. And we know say inflation, remain at a double-digit rate, but now it even worse because they approach 20%. And the economy slow down, and you don't, they now a point of where you will say 3.7%. With that, also I want to make known to people that it's increasing, it's not decreasing, and this is not problem, for the country, the economy, and the people. Where you read people and say they grown dry, these are some of the things. Probably and hopefully it might change towards the end because sure that government they work towards. So maybe there are difficulties before the end, but for now, this is exactly what is going on. So we country, in debt don't increase significantly, and the country, the non-rate, it been there moderate. Remember, it been there moderate, and that moderates now, they don't downgrade them as a high risk of a debt distress country. Another significant thing where also they help, even though then they talk about fiscal discipline, this is serious. The wage bill, that means money where government they pay in workman them, it just they go up. How you they rein in fiscal discipline where you just they employ people them? We're not there in the budget, so that means you therefore create. So the wage bill in itself now they go up. So how you curtail these expenses with this fiscal discipline where you talk about, and then you're creating agencies there, you know, just for accommodate other people them. So you they cause this distress where they happen to the economy yourself, and something needs to be done. But there is always reason to be hopeful. There is always reason to be optimistic. The health of the president is paramount, and I want to join everybody, and I want everybody to join me, that even though there are denials from many circles that the president is well, if he's not well, we wish him well. And I say this from the depth of my heart. And if he's well, we wish him well in his endeavors. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host and presenter, Prince Emil Kroma. And just before I go again, I just want to let you know, these are merchandises that we're going to be selling on this platform. This is the very logo of the very Then and Now program. Now we brand this, you know, and there is at the bottom, you see exactly what we are doing. Information is power, which we are trying to do. We are trying to provide the information that will empower people, that will stop people from practicing this politics of self-preservation, find some independence, find some guts, you know, here to stand up and speak up, because silence is complicity. Let's get rid of the ignorant fools and the pinheads. Let's try to help them up to come to a larger understanding, and let us try to speak up. So like I said, them merchandise, there they come. So you will see the emblem, like you will see one for APC, you will see another one for SLPP, where APC own go get in own Rising Sun, NGC go get a multicolor stripe, you know, and SLPP go get the palm trees. If you see all man go get a symbol, and we'll be selling these things. There will be t-shirts as well we'll go to sell. I mean, we want to raise the level of this forum. This is how we started from most other outlets. Some of them are mainstream media today. Somewhere started off, somehow it went right, and that was with people. And we hope say with people and will help for patronize we as we bring information to them. I think I've said enough for one night. And I thank Una very much for listening. Let's share the video wide and clear. Don't be selfish. Let other people get to know this. Tomorrow we'll be on the issue of Tusim. Friday we'll be talking about discrimination, color, red and green. How do people see you when you wear red or green? Do they see core APC? Do they see core SLPP? Are there discriminations to color? On this note, I've been your host and presenter. Today, the 17th of July, and I want to say a very good night and good day to other people in other parts of the globe. Thank you very much, and I'll say bye for now.
fall, no you self not so cause.
Now who that you the talk?
I be calling it.
Jefe we never many. Fami abuwani. Sali abuwani. Hime balo baya ma balo we anya mindi. Mindi lobby TV. Ili bi lobby koto. Ikutu lobby sondu. Ikrai lobby TV. BTV. BTV.
Kill dog before dog. Let doctor say die day. For Latina so well he don't meet him at his house. I say things made in London. Me want talk for seven.
Now who that you the talk?
I be calling it.
Now who that you the talk?
I be calling it. Keep thinking no matter where you never get for Chris. I want to make you left, but he make like you dead. So young, you don't get set away, old ego gets.
Now who that you the talk?
I be calling it. But body not jet skin up, they forget decently. You fever be no show, you don't see like for show. Bunga liba, you fever who get fever, you be one pass mark, but you don't meet you at a mark.
Now who that you the talk?
I be calling it.
Good night all. Thank you very much.